My only issue with Pedro, like I think I made this public. Pep is a fabulous manager, but I think he's very fake, and I have a big problem with that. When he talks to the press, he comes across like he always try to hide his feeling. He says everything is okay, they lost, but doesn't matter because the team is still there, and they need to respect the outcome of the game. But he's
I know
going
exactly.
bananas,
I
and
know
I
exactly
cannot
what you
stand
mean.
that. I cannot stand that.
But you know what? But
Sorry.
I find it brilliant. Do you know? I'll tell you what. I
Mm.
think, and I always had the theory that the reason that Pep does that, it's because when he started to coach in England, his English was not so good,
Yeah.
and I think he hid himself behind certain phrases and certain sentences, and he kept on using them because he couldn't really elaborate more than that. And then Pepe, also like George Jesus, he created that somehow. I think Pepe created that persona, and they all have to do it. It's impossible if you don't do it. Like if you look the likes of Klopp, for example,
Yeah.
and if you take the smiles, the expressions, the player hugging, and those movements along the line, they are so typical from him. You lose the persona.
Yeah.
So then you have the coach, but you don't have that. The what adds up, the flavor that adds up to the food, because nowadays it's kind of mandatory to have something that people can rely on as in personality wise. Then it has gone. But I can see where you point there with Pepper, because at
Yeah,
times.
I'm just more into honest people. Like as a general rule, I like when there is some transparency. They are frank. They have nothing to hide. Of course, I don't expect them to be rude and disrespect the journalists or the fans. I think like on that sense, I think it's not because I'm a Cork City fan, but I really relate to Roy Keane. I don't think he plays a persona. Some people say that, even when he's now in England as a pundit. I
Have you
think
ever
he's really like that.
have you ever
He's
met
really
Roy
like
Keane?
that.
Have you ever met
No,
Roy Keane?
no, no, no. I didn't. I
He,
would love
he
to.
he is exactly like that.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
So
Tell me about your
we were we were
encounter with
we
Roy
were in,
Keane.
we were in Cove Ramblers one night, and Cove Ramblers is part of Roy Keane, and
Yeah.
Roy Keane is part of Cove Ramblers, and that will be forever. And he was there one night in the tunnel, talking with people, and then the kids, one of the mascot kids, just came along and asked for an autograph, and he just turned around and said, "What for? Go away!" And then the kid just went away. I was like, so Roy Keane is, look, obviously no one that is in under the media spectrum um, drifts away from the persona, because if they do it, then something is wrong. And obviously, I'm not saying that Roy Keane is created this persona. He is the way he is, and he is very genuine,
Yeah.
and he's a lovely guy. Honestly, he is indeed a lovely guy. He has this very short time for BS. Really, is
Yeah.
just not the kind that you go around and you kind of try to bullshit him, because he's um,
Yeah. Another guy that crossed my mind, which I wasn't. I just I would like to make it clear. I was not a big fan of him, but I radically changed my mind because I think I didn't understand him on the beginning. Is Zlatan. I think Zlatan is it's fantastic. I mean, obviously I never met him, of course, and there's a persona there, but at the end of the day, I think he's honest and he sticks to what he believes is the best for him and for the others, and he's not making any
ah,
favors just to be popular.
Zlatan is Zlatan. I am Zlatan. That's has always been like that, and I've never met Zlatan, but from what I could gather throughout these years, is that he is who he is. And if you ever heard the story about him and Kobe Bryant, I don't know if you ever
No, never heard of
if you
it.
ever heard about that. I think it was Kobe Bryant. It was one of the most famous basketball players. I'm pretty much sure it was Kobe Bryant, but I'm not 100% sure. That sent him. He sent them when he moved to LA to play in with the LA team. That he received in his house jersey from Kobe Bryant, and he signed it on the jersey and sent it back to
That's brilliant.
and that is not. I know that by fact that it's not. That is not a. That's not a story. It's actually
And
happened.
I'm sure he was
So
aware of the humor. No, he doesn't do that
yeah,
because he's silly or he doesn't. He's stupid. No,
I
he
think he's
knows that there's
brilliant.
a. Yeah, he's brilliant. He's
Yeah,
brilliant.
I think it's been and I think actually Zlatan is one of the cases that your ego and your persona um, can kill your achievements somehow.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I do always look at Zlatan and I think Zlatan is what Ronaldo would be if Ronaldo at some point didn't change a bit of his behavior with certain things. Um, because Ronaldo was also at some point of his career taken as a very arrogant guy,
yeah,
and somewhere somehow Ronaldo started to kind of tune that a tiny bit, so it has not been so much hammered by the press. While Zlatan just said, "Well, I don't care about what anyone says, so I'm just who I am, and take it or leave it."
yeah.
But from the football perspective, from the quality from on the pitch, Zlatan was an absolutely
It's a
monster.
it's a monster. So
Yes,
he's a
yes,
monster. Have you
yes.
heard of that Portuguese guy, footballer? Now he's not a footballer anymore. He's an adult movie actor. Carlos Paine, who's Carlos, no, Fabio Paine.
Fabio Payne.
Fabio Paine. Carlos was the musician.
Mm.
Fabio Paine, who said that, oh, if I would have done my best, I would have been better than Ronaldo. And then Ronaldo just wrote a comment on his social media saying, "What the fuck? Who is this guy?"
Mm. Yeah, but again, there's a big question mark, and at the time, it was really true that Payne was better than any of the three of them because obviously Quaresma was also being
Mhm.
watched as a growing star, and Payne was by a mile better than technically better than all of them, but obviously you can see now where one is and where the other ones are, because obviously this year commands everything, and obviously probably didn't have also not a drive or probably not the right people to and this is also very important and it's always been very important any footballer career. It's what kind of advices do you get
Yes.
and who tells you what is right, what is wrong. Obviously you have your own head and you can think about it, and when you are strong-minded then obviously it helps, but even if you are strong-minded you need someone to kind of
Yes.
give you the right directions, otherwise you won't get anywhere.
There's a guy I follow. I'm not a big follower, but I watch his stuff from time to time called Dan Pena. And he says, "Show me your friends, I will show you your future." That's true for footballers.
Yes, absolutely.